as well.
Okay, great. Do we have a guest speak today?
Nope.
Because I thought that Kevin was going to
Kevin
speak.
Pulte.
Is okay.
Yeah, I never
Okay.
heard
And
back from him.
there are no other guests. Okay, no other guests. We can just continue on
Yes,
with
and James Michael had asked if we can move the deets.
welcome everybody. Okay. So we can start with approving the minute for meeting minutes for May. Did anyone, does
Yeah,
anyone have
I read
any
through them. I
questions
didn't-
or concerns
didn't
about
see
the
any.
minutes?
No, I didn't see any issues.
Our
I'll
May
vote
meeting?
to accept the minutes from last month.
I'll second it.
Okay, great. Great. So, okay, so we can move on from, and, Lindsay, you said, James Michael wanted us to move the, Deep Stadium up to where?
Just to the beginning, I think he has
The
another call.
The
today.
action discussion. Okay, so we'll start for new business. We're looking at 264 Lucas Avenue. That project has been underway, and I think we were talking about a fee, payment in lieu of parking fee. Now, I don't remember how much per unit these new developments were paying. Do you know, Lindsay?
I think I sent it all in the document. I hope everyone had a chance to read it because it is kind of important that each commissioner read
Yeah.
through what the planning office sent.
Yeah, I read it.
I have
You know,
to admit-
obviously, this is something that we should approve. I mean, it's gonna, put money in our rec fund. As long as the common council, approves this project, it's a
Right.
no-brainer on our end, if you ask my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we're not voting on the project itself. We're just voting on if we can get money for it, correct?
Yes, I think
Okay, I
we just have
have
to, yeah, I think
be honest. I didn't-
So we don't have a stance on a yay or nay. It's really about, will we accept the money?
That's how I viewed it, Al.
Yeah,
it's a recommendation. So you're,
yeah.
as a commission, you're making a recommendation, whether or not to accept money in lieu of parkland. So as
Yeah.
a kind of a win, it's money.
Yeah.
And if we didn't get money, what would we get?
I think we would have to get some dedicated space for parkland, which I don't believe is in the plan, which is why they're providing the funds.
So they'd have to provide us with additional park space
Yeah,
Right, because
based on the number of units.
and I believe that's a common council decision, not ours anyway. We're just voting on saying, yes, we'll accept that they're offering this money in lieu.
I'm just a little confused. Sorry, I'm driving as I emailed you guys. Can you just the parkland? I feel like I have it confused with the other project that we were
Yeah.
deciding on.
I think
that's
I think what it is with new projects in Kingston have to have a dedicated park space or recreation space based on numbers of units. And I don't know what that formula is, but I don't remember what it is. But and this place, which is near Forsyth, right? Is that their proposal is that they don't have the space to give space for park area, recreation area. And instead, they would give funding to the Parks and Recreation
Right.
Department. I don't know the exact, I don't know the amounts. Do they have an amount that we would get? And is it a one-time or is it
One time.
annual?
One time.
Yeah,
It's 42 units. I don't know if I see an amount.
I can,
I know that I think it was, is it the first 4 units are waived of the fee? And then have to pay the fee, the remaining.
I thought it was anything more than 5.
No, I
Right.
think it is 4.
4?
I just saw the memo. Yeah, it says, as with all new developments, the first 4 residential units would be exempt from any fee. So the
But this
planning board is asking that the commission consider the additional 42.
the additional 42.
All right, so 4 are waived.
And then 42 are subject to that.
Mhm.
But we don't know how much it is anyway. And we're not a negotiation or decision-making body. We're an
Yeah.
advisory.
Yes, and we've always accepted the fee, right? So,
yes.
and this will probably be the biggest sum in quite a while. So, I mean, I am in favor of accepting this fee.
Yeah, it would be nice to know if it was $10 a unit or $1,000 a unit.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't
I don't
remember.
think it was in necessarily the memo that was sent to us, but
Right.
the link that was sent to each commissioner brought you to a page on the planning boards. They have all the documents for every project. It is quite lengthy, so I'm sure it's somewhere in there. But that information was not made known to us.
So I think as long as,
3,000, it's 3,000 per unit.
so we're talking $125,000. So, and as long as the common council is approving
Planning board, yeah, and common council, yep.
the fee in place of parkland. And if our only decision is if we'd accept this money, yeah, that seems pretty, seems like an easy decision.
Yeah, the current
does.
proposal does not include any playground or parkland. Not to say that the project couldn't change in the future, but at the moment, there are 4 buildings totaling 46 units. And that's what we're approached with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say we approve. I'd say we vote.
Well, I make a move to accept okay.
So Lindsay, they just need us
We
to
don't
write a
even-
letter, or what do we have to do? Just approve it on here, or what's?
I think Maureen, as the chair, would just have to respond saying, on behalf of the rec commission, we
We have
recommend.
to vote and then,
Yeah, yes. vote.
and then as long as the vote is, Maureen would write a letter reflecting the vote of the,
Via email or,
Yeah, I think email is fine. The one, I'm looking here at a letter, I guess, that Nancy, when Nancy was the chair, she had submitted in 2016. I don't know if it needs to be
okay,
as extensive, but I mean, this is just a sample of what's been done in the past.
so
okay.
mirror that, and
So,
copy and paste on that letter.
Right. I think that one was for the Foxhole Avenue proposal, that little apartment
whatever is easiest,
that was there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we voted
Yes.
on that.
near flat,
Yes, yes. So I mean, if you can just copy the
Yes.
letter, not, and paste in whatever and put in the address, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle had sent this to me. This is a PDF, so I don't know if Kevin,
Oh, okay,
I mean, I
Kevin
can
probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to search through Kevin's files and see if I can find the original document. But this is a PDF copy that has a stamp on it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll check back with you on that, Lindsay. or once you get it, you can just send me a copy of what I need to use as a template or something
Okay,
in order to get this letter out to them. So we need to vote. So, I make a motion to vote to accept the payment from, the Lucas Avenue Facility Housing Complex for an amount of $3,000 per unit for 42 units in lieu of parkland fees.
Correct.
Okay, can anyone second that?
I can.
Okay, and everyone is in favor of that? Anyone not in favor of it?
You may want to,
Have a physical vote.
yeah, a roll call vote for each person.
Okay.
So it's recorded.
Okay. So by name?
Yeah.
Okay, Maureen, I'm in favor of it, so yay.
Alan is in favor of it.
Nancy's in favor of it.
Joe's in
Andrea
favor.
is in favor.
Joe,
Andrea is in favor.
Travis is in favor as well.
Okay, thank you. So it sounds like a unanimous vote in favor of accepting these monies.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Any further discussion on that? On that topic?
I'm good.
64 Lucas Avenue. Okay. So if we can move on to the next item, which is the Van Buren Street Park Playground. I had spoken with Joe about the playground. He had gone past it and was observed that it looked like it has been neglected. Joe, would you mind? Telling
Sure.
us
So I was,
about
Yeah,
law?
you're-
Thank
can you
you.
hear me?
Yes,
Okay, great. So, going up there, walking down right around the parks and everything. I was up there, just trying to help boost morale around the community with kids and everything, because there's been some issues up in that area with kids. And so myself and some other people were up there playing, just throwing the ball around with the kids, just to boost things up around there. And happened to go to the park, and it looks like that it hasn't been, the kids were complaining. Well, some of the kids were complaining. Some of adults, parents up there is asking about how come the park is never cleaned up, and it kind of looks like it hasn't been taken care of in a while, somewhat. And I remember when we first, got the park and fixed it up and everything. But we definitely have to, if we can get somebody up there to clean it, or I suggested to the people that was complaining, I said, listen, sometimes, we're all in the community, so maybe we can have a day where you guys can help clean up also. If you see something that's wrong, or you see something that needs to be cleaned, take it in your own hands to clean it also. But I will bring it back to the, to the board and let everybody know what's going on. So that's why I'm mentioning it.
We had this issue come up a couple of years ago, a few years ago, and there were a lot of complaints about junk, in the park and garbage.
Yeah.
And the safety, I don't know what it was called, mulch under the swings was missing and bare. And so I went there, and what I found was that there were huge piles of mulch, and nobody had done anything wrong. It just use over time, and gets kicked out of the way of the swings, and maybe some people push some out of the way, but there were big piles in there. So what I ended up doing was raking it back over. And it came out really nice. And what I found interesting for me, I felt like, that Tom Sawyer Huck Finn kind of thing. The neighborhood kids came around. These were little kids, like 10, 12, 9, 8, and they saw what I was doing and they wanted to be part of it and wanted to help. And they did a lot of the work. I mean, you had to watch them and stuff, but they did a lot of, they were excited about being involved in the park. So I think getting them involved would be wonderful. There were no parents involved at that time, but it would be nice to have, if the neighborhood did contribute like that. And those kids are now, 13 and on to other things probably. But there's a new group of kids and the parents are still there. So maybe we can find a way to engage the community in the ongoing, monthly, maybe picking up around the park.
Yeah,
What
still should
condition of
be
the park? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Marie, but in this areas that it still should be weed whacked and look into like the other parks also, no different than Forsyth or
Yeah.
anywhere.
Joe, just to chime in on that, I mean, yeah, you can, anytime you see anything that does not look right, please call me, email me, send me a picture. A lot of times, we need to be made aware of things, but it should be visited regularly like the other parks. And so if that's a park that's been neglected or has not been addressed, I want to know about it.
Yeah,
so
that's
as you're speaking, I just sent an email to Steve Freer, making sure this is taken care of tomorrow or Monday. Because
that it gets on the schedule on a rotation.
Yeah,
Or
it shouldn't just be every once in a while. It should be, unfortunately, what I found is that some of these smaller parks kind of get forgotten at times. And even before coming over here, that's something that has been expressed to me. But I want to make sure that I keep reiterating and keep reminding that it should be on the same schedule of routine checkups, routine weed whacking, replacing mulch, just as all the others. So don't feel like you have to wait for a rec commission meeting. If you see something, call me, send me pictures so I can take care of it immediately.
okay. Great.
Okay,
Good to hear.
great. And
Another good park.
I'm sorry.
A park that's a good candidate for the rubber mulch also. I mean, it'll be less maintenance, and a lot safer as well. So that's another thought.
Right. It has wood chips right now, right?
Yeah,
And
but that's another park for rubber mulch.
I'm thinking that maybe we can engage the older person up there, and maybe have something going on where the youth in the community can get involved and have a cleanup day there, and maybe have, I don't know. Is COVID over? Are we able to get people together to clean up a park, and have some drinks and hot dogs or something? Once upon a time that used to work. I don't know if it works anymore or if it's even possible anymore, but I think it is a good idea to engage the community in helping to keep, the park in some type of condition where it's appealing and welcoming, because we do want it to be utilized. One of the reasons that it's there. So I don't know if that's a possibility. Maybe I can reach out and see who the older person is up there. Is that something that sounds doable?
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, the kids are up there playing football with the police officers now. So
Oh, okay.
I mean, things that's going on up there with the within the community, with everybody trying to get together and make things happen.
Okay. So, I'll have to check and see who the older person is up there.
It's Rita Worthington.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
oh.
write it. Yeah.
Okay. Write that down. Okay, great. Any other remarks, or comments about that, Joe, or anyone?
No, that's it. Whenever we're ready to move forward on the cleanup date, you know, I'm willing to donate to it towards the cause and everything, and even burgers or whatever you need to cook, whatever, and something small, whatever,
I'll-
just have fun.
It is, yes. Okay. Okay, moving right along. Great. This meeting is, we're accomplishing things. D Stadium.
Yes, Maureen.
Can
Can I get some
wanted to-
feedback? Is any
Okay.
feedback from the last meeting?
On the Deet Stadium?
Yes.
Last meeting, we spoke about the progress that's being made up there. I know that the pool was a topic, and the splash pad that had not been installed yet. Lindsay?
I mean, that's what I recall. I think I told you guys also that the advertisement letters went out to the businesses. So those have been coming in a little at a time. Businesses renewing their promotion fees. So that money is finally starting to come in. We're getting their updated signs and banners to be placed up.
Hey, Lindsay, maybe in a upcoming meeting, could we maybe get like someone to come in and maybe speak on that, just to kind of let us know a timeline, what's going on, what are we looking for?
Wait,
Um,
for what?
For Deet Stadium, because I'm kind of curious myself. I mean, just to know, what type of repairs are being made, where the timeline's at on those.
So that was the meeting. They held that meeting that you guys we sent the invitations.
Yeah, it was during work office hours. I couldn't actually attend.
Oh, okay.
So maybe there could be a summary from that. Maybe we can invite that same speaker to come and speak to us.
Sure.
But yeah, not during the middle of the day on a Friday was tough for me to get to.
Yeah, Ruth Ann Frank is the project manager. I'll see if she can join the next meeting.
That would be great, because I think I think that's what James is looking for.
I was looking at the list of the estimated cost. That is around almost $10 million. There was some preliminary discussion with Dr. Padalino and the president, Mr. Shaughnessy, about how we can work out as partners, you know what I mean, and collaborate on this issue. There is something I'm going to bring to the board next time to discuss what the district can do as far as, you know what I mean, taking about half of the financing. So we want to get this done, and hopefully we'll have something solid next month at the next meeting. And that's what I was wondering. I noticed on the toilet and locker room upgrades, I would like to see to stay that would be ADA compliance. I'm assuming the developers know that, or the contractors, they know that, but I would like to see that ADA compliance to be stated in the comments. So that's all, I guess.
Okay, so do you guys, I'll send an email to Ruth Ann and ask her to come by and chat with you guys and help answer any questions that you guys might have.
Yes, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to say thank you to all. It was nice to see you again, and I have to run on the next one. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Maureen, you're muted.
How did you know I was talking?
I looked up and saw your mouth
My
moving.
hands, right? Yeah, oh, man. Anyway, thank you for that. My dog was barking, so I muted the speaker, so, but anyway. I think that's a legitimate concern that the facilities are ADA compliant, and I don't see why it would not be, but you know, if we can get Ruth Ann Frank in here to clarify that and to, you know, that would solve that problem right away. So hopefully she'll be able to make it for the next meeting. That would be great. And Lindsay, you said you will send an email to her?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. You're doing such a wonderful job. I appreciate it.
How are you?
Couldn't do it without you. All right. Any other questions or concerns regarding Deep Stadium? If not, then we'll just move right on.
Wait, I just want to let you guys know about a date coming up. The turf inspection, the annual turf inspection is coming up on July 1st. So if you see any questions or hear anything about it, it will be, the turf field itself will be closed for that entire day. Well, more like 8 to 3, but you know, we'll be posting signs and notifying the public.
Okay, great.
Do we have a fund in place? Because what it seems to me that every 5 or 10 years the community gets hit with this seemingly surprise that it's $1 million or $2 million or $3 million to do repairs there.
I believe that's part of the one of the proposals for the Dietz project, is that it's being the turf and the track. That's some of the items that have come up on those suggestions for those to be replaced.
Right, but the funding for that, is that in place?
That, I think it's part of the DRI is what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a separate funding for that I'm aware of.
I just remember there being, shock and awe with, just the turf part, being $1 million or $2 million. And people saying, well, I don't use it, the school uses it. And, that whole conversation, which wasn't pretty, but, and then that they were going to have a fund in advance. Like each year there would be some amount that was put aside for that. And I didn't know if the city was doing that or if the school was doing that. I think the Bruderhof helped bail them out last time. And
Yeah, I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure if anything was set aside specifically for that or not.
can you say, just so we don't get shocked and asked later, well, why didn't the rec commission, look into this or plan this? People don't know that we don't do those budgets. They just want an answer that fits their the questions they have.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Lindsay.
All right, so Lindsay, we're ready for your the rec department and program update.
Sure. I don't have a whole lot, mostly because we're in the thick of it right now, trying to get all the permitting done for the pool, beach, spray pad, and camp. So that is definitely what is taking up every inch of my day. And we have a lot of paperwork that has to be submitted in advance for that. So that's really what we're doing right now. It's all hands on deck, trying to get that stuff done. Sounds like the splash pad and everything is back on schedule to be finalized by the 19th, which is good because we were originally told that it was not on schedule. And all the camps are underway. The trainings are going to be beginning, I think, June 16th. Projects, Barman and Raquel, you might have noticed Barman Park has the installation of the playground is in. You can see it from Greenkill. It is huge, but it looks really, really nice. So if you haven't seen it, Yeah, take a ride by.
Yeah, I drove by. It looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks cool.
We
I
can
saw
do
it today.
that. Yes.
yep, it's really nice. Raquel Knox Park, that is underway. The materials have been put in for that. I mean, I don't think it's completed yet, but, you know, that is a pocket park. It is a little bit on the smaller side, especially since we had to move the fence up, for the, you know, the safety reasons with the wall. But it is coming together. Jelani Crooks is going to be doing the mural, per the request of the family. And so I believe he's started installation. I think he's going to begin painting next week. So we're all eager to see how that comes out.
Does he have a design in mind yet, Linz, or is he kind of just freelancing it?
I believe his conversation with Raquel's mother or relatives, I think they came up with a concept together. But I do think it's supposed to just resemble Parkland. And I think there's going to be some kids in the image. And I could be wrong, but I thought there was mention of one child in particular kind of resembling Raquel Knox. So
Oh, great.
yeah, I think that's kind of the concept right now.
Very nice.
If anyone's unfamiliar with Jelani's work, I'm sure you can see it around town. He did the mural in front of the Boys and Girls Club, as well as, is it on Cedar Street? Not Cedar Street. The one with the 4 gentlemen that were killed in that car accident.
I think that's Prospect. Is it Prospect?
Yes. Yep.
Prospect and Franklin?
Yes, near the library.
Is
Yes.
over there?
Yep. So he did that
Yes,
one
near
as
the
well.
library.
Yeah. So he's
Nice.
he's talented for sure. It's so he's gonna do a nice job.
Good. Okay, I also wanted to mention that I have been getting some positive feedback on the maintenance of the rail trail down along the strand that leads into Rotary Park. Yes, it's clear and people are able to walk without the shrubbery, having to go through it. It's neat. So I was like, woo, happy to hear that, And just mentioning shrubbery, just wanted to let you know that supposedly this is a year for an extraordinary year for ticks. And so if you're out there hiking, just beware, because I found a couple ticks on my dog already, and that really, really freaks me out. So, okay, that's all I wanted to say, is that there is maintenance being done, and people are recognizing that work is being done, that the rec department, is taking care of business.
Very
So, okay, anything else, Lindsay?
No, there was a letter that came in, and I believe it was sent to the rec commissioners. Did everyone receive that? From the Climate Smart group?
Yes, I did see it. I can't say that I read it from finish. No.
So, Maureen, I don't know if you want to share that with the group, and kind of just, because it was addressed to the mayor's office, myself, Chief Tinty, and then of course the rec commissioners, to talk about the concerns of the gate at the Kingston Point Beach. So it was sent on behalf of the, not Climate Smart, the CAC.
You know what? I briefly read through it. I don't even remember what the details of it was, but I believe it was, they were talking about the fact that the gate was necessary because of the goings on in the park that, I think after dark, that was, where people were hanging out, partying and supposedly doing drugs, and that it made for an unsafe environment. So, you know, but I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know further details. I read that earlier and last week, I think. And-
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
gonna
don't
send
remember
everyone-
all of the details
Yeah, I'm
Or
gonna
it-
send it to the
for
group
safety
I
reasons.
to
that-
review.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was just saying I'm gonna send it to the group because I realized it was only, as far as commissioners, you were the only one on that, so I just want to make sure everyone has a chance to read it.
Yeah, if you could forward that over, that would be great.
Oh. Okay. Okay, so if anybody has any questions regarding that, but it was a pretty clear explanation, you know, as to why the gate is there, because, you know, a lot of people in the public don't like the idea that they have to, you know, they're being locked out of the park until a specific hour of the day before they can get in, which I think is like 7 a.m. You know, there are some early birds that start out earlier than that. So that letter kind of explained the reason for the gate being there. And, you know, so maybe we can have a discussion on it at our next meeting, see what people's ideas are.
Okay,
Thank you, Lindsay, for sending that.
Sure.
Okay, so anything else? Okay, if not, we'll move on to old business. And, oh yes, we'll revisit the old Barman Park sign location. Did we find out that the entrance to Barman Park is actually off of, is that Prospect? Is that South Prospect or South Clinton?
South
Green-
Clinton and
Greenfield.
Greenfield.
I'm trying to. Yes. So is the entrance actually on the hillside or
I don't think there's a
on
designated,
South Clinton side? Because that we were,
yeah, I don't think there's a designated entrance.
so the question, I thought that it had, that the suggestion was for the sign to go wherever the entrance to the park was. Now, I could be mistaken, but I wasn't sure if the entrance on Greenkill Avenue was to the park or if it was to the Knothole League. I think that was what the question was. Was it definitely decided that led into Barman Park as well?
I believe the question that I remember is that everyone was curious, is that all one property? The question was if, whether or not the Knothole League or the Knothole Ballpark was its own piece. So it is all one parcel, and at this point, we just need the commission to vote which entrance you want it on, either the South Clinton side or Greenkill.
I would like it on the Greenkill side so it can be visible from coming up the hill.
I like it, the idea of it, still like the idea of it being there also. So that, you know, one, that there's some recognition that even the Knothole field is part of the city park system. And that, that there is in fact a park there that the kids can go play on rather than have to go down South Clinton, which almost no one does, to find it. So I think if it's on Greenkill, it'll get more notice and may get more use.
Well, and especially because I heard that we're going to start doing maybe a potential basketball leagues down there. So I know if people are trying to get to that park, they're going to want to know, where the location actually is. So to see a sign, that'd be pretty good for, recognition purposes.
I agree. Since it's all one parcel, I think that the more visibility of the sign, the better. So that would be on the Greenkill side, yeah. So do we need to take a vote on where this sign needs to be placed?
I think we should.
Yeah. To be on record that the rec commission recommends, if we do, that it be on the Greenkill side. Right now, 3 people have said that, but there are more than 3 people, and other people could have different viewpoints or the same.
I agree. We should call it to a vote.
I
Okay.
vote to put it on the Greenkill side. Travis is voting for Greenkill.
Nancy's voting for Greenkill.
Al's voting Greenkill.
I'm just wondering, so with the Greenkill side, are you talking about right where that it used to be a blinking traffic light, but where the stop signs are now on the side with the bike trail?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Andrea votes too. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going Greenkill as well, Joe.
I vote Greenkill as well.
Okay.
So, so it sounds like a unanimous vote in favor of the Barman Park sign being placed on the Greenkill Avenue side of the park entrance.
Correct.
Okay. All in favor? Yay.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So we got that. All in favor of the sign. We're all in favor of the sign, Barman Park sign being placed on the Greenkill Avenue side of the fence.
I'll let the project manager know.
Great. Okay. Last but not least is the community volunteer recognition. Oh my goodness, remember that? We, gosh, didn't have, I don't know if we had any names, and we were going to try to brainstorm and come up with some names. I know that Lindsay had mentioned someone, or mentioned that she
Yep.
had someone to nominate. So
Yeah.
did anyone else come up with any name?
I talked with Ron Woods earlier in the day. He wanted me to bring up Mike Ferrero Jr. from Ulster Uniform. He's been sponsoring some teams in the recreation department for the past couple of years, also involved in the community. He also wanted me to mention Evie Larios. She plants flowers at the parks, takes care of some certain areas as well that could potentially be neglected. So those are 2 recommendations that he wanted me to mention.
Yeah, I would love to learn more about them. I kept trying to think of some people to recommend, but as I know there's great people that are volunteering throughout our city, but as far as specifically for the parks and rec, I was having a little difficulty just from my knowledge of trying to nominate people. So I'm glad that Ron was able to come up with some names.
Yeah, and Lindsay, maybe you could ask some staff members and see if they have anyone that they deal with on a regular basis that maybe we're not aware of, that maybe makes recommendations to them, or is willing to assist in any way possible. I definitely would like to recognize them if that's the case.
Sure. The names that I had sent was Matt Stowe and Phil Erner and Rebecca, and I don't have her last name, but they are 2 farmers that volunteered in 2020 to plant vegetables and manage the garden at Van Buren Street Park.
That's great. Yeah, I think they're well deserving then.
What were their names?
So Matt Stowe, he was one of our youth biddy basketball coaches for the 14 to 18.
What's his last name?
Stowe, S as in Sam,
Oh,
T-O.
Stowe. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. And he was just, I mean, I don't know how many of you know Matt, but I mean, he was just really good with these kids. He had a team solely from the Boys and Girls Club. And outside of that, I know he really helps these kids out a lot. I know he gives them rides to practice. He helps them get coordinated with college. He really does a lot for them. And so, you know, I just think he's someone to consider.
Good, because that family, I believe, has always given to the community. If it's the same family, Stote family, so. And who else? You said a gardener?
Yeah, Phil Erner. That was one name, and then his partner's name was Rebecca, but I don't know what her last name is, so I still have to find that out. They were the ones
Okay, great.
who took care of the garden at Van Buren Street Park.
Farmer Phil, I've heard that name before, so, okay. Great, those are some names. So yes, we can move forward on, you know, recognizing the volunteers. If anyone has any other names, you know, please let us know in the near future. This recognition usually happens when for some reason I'm thinking June, but maybe not, so. Oh, this is the February one, okay.
Yeah, this was usually February more.
There were some people in
Okay.
it. This Joe. Hello.
Any other further discussion regarding the community volunteers?
Yeah, I believe
Joe?
Joe.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. There were a couple people. I know at the Hodge Center during the epidemic, they were very helpful, delivering food to the families in the community. There's one specific young gentleman that worked for the Boys and Girls Club. I don't have his name, but I will get it. And he was
Okay.
very helping out kids in the community as well. So I get their names
Okay.
and you also.
Great.
Yeah, the key is
Okay,
also to make
that's
sure
good.
Parks and Rec is, you know, involved in some type of way as well. So this is great.
And, you know, I had, I was thinking that even Parks and Rec employees may know names of people that are worthy of, you know, recognition for volunteering. So, you know, that could be a way of getting some names. And if we don't recognize everyone in February, which we won't, I don't think, but at least it'll give us a list to be able to, you know, a pool of people that we can draw from for future recognition, so. All right. If no one else has any questions or concerns, we can actually adjourn the meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, July 1st at 5 p.m. And maybe we'll actually be in each other's presence by that time, but if not, we'll definitely be here virtually. So any other questions or concern before we close out the meeting?
I want to let you guys know I'm actually going to be out of town when the next meeting is. So, you know, if someone would like to fill in as secretary or just be responsible for pressing the record button, that would be great.
I've done that. I facilitated that job in the past. If everyone's okay with that, I can do that again as well.
Thank you, Travis. I was trying to let you off the hook, but since you volunteered,
No, it's all right. It's not a bit. It's all right.
thank you.
Travis, raise your right hand.
Yeah, exactly right.
So great then. Enjoy your time away. We will miss you at that meeting, but we'll see you at the next one. So everyone have a fun and safe July 4th. Unbelievable. Oh, what am I? I'll see you on July 1st. But have a fun festivity anyway. But until then, we will adjourn this thing. Be safe and see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Sure, everyone.
Aye.
Thank you.